Nakita niyo ba yung thumbs up ni Jeff? Oh, okay na daw. Pwede na mag-live. Mahirap mag-live, ha? 12:30 tayo dapat. But we do experience some technical issues. All for you. Inaayos natin lahat para sa inyo. Happy Wednesday! Happy Hump Day sa ating lahat. Jeff at yan. O, tinan mo, hindi pa kasi Wednesday. Kasi nakita ko si Anjo Palasigi. Nanonood from the Philippines. Sabi niya, Happy Wednesday. Kaya Happy Wednesday din ako. Nakalimutan ko na nasa Canada ako. Akala ko nasa Pilipinas ako eh. Kayo naman kasi, ganyan nangyayari pag nalilate pumasok. O, diba? Nagulat kayo doon. Nagulat din ako, nag-react sila. Hindi pa Wednesday. Hindi pa pala. Hindi pa Wednesday. Happy Wednesday sa mga nasa Pilipinas. Hindi pa tapos eh. Yun, magandang araw sa mga nandito sa Canada. Happy Tuesday pa lang. Okay? Sinong present? Philbert Wong, Jeff Atienza. Present for today. Mabuhay Philippines ba? Parang nagiging very nationalistic na yung ating kababayan more than the usual. Anjo Palasigi. Anong kwento, Anjo? Kamusta ang Pilipinas? Kamusta kayo? Sino mga nanonood sa atin today? Dahil medyo late tayo nakapasok, we'll still continue the 30-minute live program. So, pakishare po yung link para yung mga ibang mga kaibigan nyo, mga kamag-anak nyo, ay nakakapanood din ng live sa atin. So, we still have 30 minutes, no, to go sa ating live. Pwede pang humabol yung mga kababayan nyo. Pakishare ang ating link so more people can join us in this community show dito po sa ating Out for Lunch that we specially curate para sa inyo. For today, we're going to talk about the Cine Film Fest. So abangan nyo po yan. Titingnan natin kung ano yung mga pwede nating panuurin for this year's Cine Film Fest. Iconic din ha, at may mga magagandang mangyayari this year. Abangan nyo yan. We will have a guest sa isa sa mga organizers na magsasabi sa atin at magkikwento sa atin kung ano yung mga pwede nating i-expect for this year's Cine Film Fest. That's already this weekend. So kung wala kayong plano this weekend, yan. Pwede tayong magkita-kita doon. We will be there. Kasi merong entry ang Filipino TV dyan. Woohoo! Palakpak naman dyan. Wala ba kayong mga kamay? O, ayun o. May entry po ang Filipino TV. Tingga. Yan. So, that is going to be showing on March 7 at 12 p.m. Baka pwede nyo na ilagay sa inyong mga kalendaryo. In the meantime, bago natin simulan yung Cinefilm Fest story natin, doon na tayo magsisimula kasi standby na si Rosary sa ating line eh. Pero before that, let's first greet our kababayan, Muriel Corpus Lumbao, a very, very happy birthday. So yan, pakita natin ang ating kababayan na si Muriel. The gorgeous Muriel Lumbao is celebrating her birthday today. Isa rin yan sa mga avid watchers natin dito at isang supporter natin sa FTV and supporter of the Filipino community. Tita, ate ng marami sa mga Pilipino dito sa Toronto, sa Canada. Hindi lang sa Toronto, even in other parts of Ontario. So happy birthday to you, Muriel. Okay, so this time we're shining a spotlight on the creative pulse of our community. This coming weekend from March 6 to March 8, the Cinefilm Fest returns. Pangatlong taon na nila. And so far, this is the most ambitious edition yet. The theme this year is Perceptions of Love. Diba? So yung pag-uusapan ang mga iba't ibang klase ng mga pagmamahal. The lineup includes Kisap Mata of Mike De Leon, Lakambini ni Arjan Marrebeta. Meron din mga short films na kaakibat yan no? Tapos meron ding Meet, Greet, and Buy by Kathy Garcia. Yan, Treasure of the Rice Terraces, kasama din. Yan yung poster ng Meet, Greet, and Buy with Maricel Soriano, Piolo Pascual. And yan naman ang Kisap Mata, no? And that's the poster of Lakambini. Apart from that, there are other short films also. For the first time ever, the festival will take center stage at the TIFF Lightbox, the iconic home of the Toronto International Film Festival. And syempre, sana you can catch, medyo bias kami dito sa Filipino TV kasi ito nga ang entry ng ating homegrown talent, ang our own Filbert Wong, no? Siya ang creator nitong Tingga. So yan po, ito ang poster ng Tingga, the entry na especially from Filipino TV, no? Yan. So, our very own key creative and head of Filipino TV na si Philbert Wong. And this is his second year to have an entry dyan sa Cine Film Fest. The first being Kahel. Kahel, which was shown 2 years ago, na hanggang ngayon meron pang nagtatanong, paano ba daw nila mapapanood ang Kahel? So sige, kwento namin sa inyo. Sana, no? Kasi total timeless naman yan eh. A lot of people apparently enjoyed Kahel 2 years ago and still asking us how they can watch us. Marielle says, good afternoon, everyone. Happy birthday to you, gorgeous. Lakan Angel is also watching. Good afternoon. And now, we will talk to no other than the festival director and the vice president of Cine Institute. Rosary Escaño is joining us. Hi, Rosary. How are you?
Hello. Hi, Cherry.
Nice to see you.
And hello and good afternoon to all your audience of Filipino TV. Kumusta ka na?
Eto, excited for this weekend. Kamusta na preparations for the film fest this weekend?
Busy. Busy, pero all good. I think the difference between Hotel X for the first 2 years that we had, that was our home, and this is our first year at the TIFF Lightbox. Siyempre, itong location na to, it's the home of the Toronto International Film Festival. So,
No pressure.
Pikit lang ginagawa to, di ba? So, in terms of preparation, iba. It's actually more organized. And so, we are more prepared than we had been for the last 2 years. Kaya nga sinasabi more ambitious also. It's because parang in terms of the choices of films and how we're doing it, it's more intentional this year.
It's going to be a different kind of experience watching it from the TIFF Lightbox. I mean, siguro a lot of our kababayans have watched films there, maybe even Filipino films there, but for the Cine Film Fest, it's a special year, no?
Oo. Special siya kasi parang it legitimizes the festival only on its third year to be part or to hold its festival and to showcase films in a space where alam mo na maraming nagpupunta doon, not just Filipinos but non-Filipinos who are really cinephiles, film enthusiasts who can probably just walk in and enter, ano bang bago dyan? 'Di ba? So there, and there are always events ongoing sa TIFF Lightbox, then we're part of that space already. So we're bringing Filipino creativity and ingenuity through film and storytelling at that space. So
What
nakaka-proud.
can viewers expect for this year's Cinefilm Fest?
So as you mentioned, Cherry, kanina, parang yung hindi sinasadya pero medyo sinasadya na rin is that the entries were all like perceptions of love. Iba-iba, no? And we're also tackling kasi coming from the experience last year, we had films that sparked conversations that were also relevant to to us as Filipinos. We had Nurse Unseen last year, and then we also had Sunshine last year that talked about like pro-choice. So there are sensitive issues that are maybe uncomfortable issues that deserve conversation. So dito, matatakal ang maraming bagay. From a simple, let's say, well, mental health, you're talking about Tinga, diba? Then you're also talking about even tattoos, for instance, that started with cultural pride that transition to stigma, tas back to cultural pride, tas meron ding LGBTQ. So different topics that deserve conversation. Maybe it may be uncomfortable for us, but I think mas maganda nga yun through storytelling. It brings out maybe some concerns or issues that we need to talk about as a culture. So, yun.
How for those who don't know how the screening processes go for a film fest, paano natin pinipili yung final cut or the final list?
Oo. Submissions kasi. So parang, and then there's a screening committee that reviews based on how do we align everything, 'di ba? Parang ano siya konektado sa lahat. Parang it's not just saying na, okay, pwede na 'to, or hindi, this one is acceptable. But then we also thought about, kasi we've always talked about having a classic film, for instance, for the first 2 years, that we wanted even like a black and white film or really an old
Oo.
film. Because yun rin yung clamor, especially for the second and third generation dito sa Canada. Gusto nila makakita ng mga classic films. So this is the first year that we're having that through Kisap Mata. So, and it's probably one of those films that it's a masterpiece that I hope that Filipinos will watch. Most especially because the lead actress and the only one living, si Charo Santos, will be there to present that film. Um, so, and then all of a sudden, when we started choosing the films, parang sabi namin, oh nga, no, parang yun, different perceptions of love. There's enduring love, there's family love, there's love for history, cultural pride, yung ganon. So parang ang dami, ang dami. So parang naging na-weave siya into one kwento, which was really beautiful and we're pretty proud of. And then not to mention also that we wanted to open up a segment for Filipino-Canadians. And this is where Tinga is coming in, where it's not necessarily that we choose na, okay, this is the film that we should present as Filipino-Canadian, but because we were even thinking of a title for that segment, whether we call it Araw or Bagong Sinag, meaning like emerging, not necessarily that, well, Philbert's already a veteran in filmmaking, marami na rin siyang nagawa, but then I think it's also introducing that or encouraging Filipino-Canadian creatives, filmmakers, storytellers to continue doing that and
So
to
yun
show
pala
to maybe
yun.
share it
Kasi
with us.
we
Oo.
did see the Araw segment or the Araw collections or selections, no? So parang I was
Yeah.
wondering, ano yung Araw selection? Yun pala yun, na
Oo.
parang to
Yes.
encourage or inspire the creatives who are here in
Yeah.
Canada, no?
Yes.
To produce
Yes.
and be part of the festival. 'Di ba? May
Correct. So that's
iba
our
na.
first year. Oo, ito yung first year namin, Sherry, to have that, yung araw. So we call that segment araw. Parang yeah, it's just something bright, something positive and, hopeful in future for the creatives.
And it's good because in this day and age, especially with what's happening in the world, di ba, no, Rosary, na the creatives are here to ground our souls, our emotion, our what really matters, no, in connecting each other on a one-on-one basis or on a community basis. Na siguro it's a good timing despite everything that's happening in the world na marami ring to add to the already stressful life of a lot of people, the geopolitical things that are happening.
Yes.
It's not exactly an escape. It could be an escape, but it's also a reconnection to your identity, a reconnection to your community, no, and in being a part of this weekend, no?
Yes, yes. Especially because bihira yung magkaroon ng event or space. Or this is the first naman eh. Cine Film Fest was the first film festival in Canada that really brings together a good number of films all in one space na pwede mong mapanood. And really, it's reconnection to your culture. And it's, again, just bringing together the community. And then also, in situations whether you agree or not agree with or disagree with a particular story, it's good because it means you don't have to agree in everything, but
Exactly.
it makes
Oo.
conversations, diba? So if you walk out of a film because you didn't agree to pro-choice, that's okay. In fact, because that starts conversations, you know what you want. And then, it's through storytelling that also kind of like builds your values, your beliefs, 'di ba? At saka, and then and yun nga, sinasabi mo, escape eh. It's, aside, it's entertainment, but at the same time also parang, ay, ang sarap lang to watch
Oo.
it on the big screen, 'di ba? Kasi parang you can probably watch this already on Netflix. Later on, it will be available in streaming platforms. But then, ang sarap pa rin na may kasama ka na nanunood, 'di ba? And you share that experience, all at the same time. So, yan.
But that's beautiful, no? That's a beautiful lens na,
Yeah.
there will be and there are going to be controversial issues or
Yeah.
topics that will come out,
Yep.
uncomfortable things, and that's a good thing to like strengthen our stamina for disagreeing with other people,
Yes.
disagreeing with our
Yes.
loved ones perhaps that we're watching
Yes.
with, 'di ba? Mamaya
Yes.
magdedebate
Yes.
kayo. It's also a good thing to
Oo.
be communicating about these things and knowing how to disagree with each other, which is very important in every relationship. Hindi ba? You
Correct.
personally, what are you looking forward to? Nako, hindi kaya
Sa
yata pwedeng mag-name ng baka sabihin may favorite film ka.
Oo
But like,
eh. Pero meron akong mga favorites. Pero hindi, actually,
oo,
alam mo, napanood ko lahat. Maganda eh. So, it's good. It's good. It's a good
oo,
experience. Iba-iba siya eh. Kumbaga,
oo,
parang maybe some people will not like this. Yun na nga, kanya-kanyang choice,
oo.
diba? It's your selection. That's
Correct.
why we also even have like a flex package where choose 3 out of the 6 films. And then,
Mm,
cherry pick. And then, because we give a special rate for that one, it's also part of like how TIFF does it as well, di ba? Parang pag Toronto International Film Festival, di ba? You also have the right to choose the films that you want, and then there's a package. So we did the same thing also. So yun. And then
so,
aside from the feature films, may 6 short films eh. There's a short
correct.
film
Oo.
per feature. So yun.
So parang what's gonna happen is per day, there's one feature film and one short film. Tama ba?
So opening night is March 6th. So
Ah,
there is the opening night film is the winner of our the short film is the winner of our Cine Institute 48-hour film challenge. So Unsalted Films, so entitled Utang Murin, and then followed by the feature film or the opening night film, which is Until She Remembers, starring Charo Santos, and she will be here to present that film.
okay. Oh, that's good to know. Okay,
Yeah.
we will post also, Rosary, yung link where they can get the tickets on
Yes.
our chat here.
Yes, please.
Kasama na rin din yung sinasabi mong ano, no, parang pack, yung parang
Yeah,
you can
flex
cherry
pack.
pick which shows, a
Yeah, if
flex
they
pack.
click that link, oo, yun. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
So, any other thing? Kasi before I let you go pala, you also have, apart from the screenings, you also have an industry conference.
Yes, so we have the Cine Institute Industry Conference where it is a masterclass or masterclasses and panel discussions of different experts in the industry. So we're doing that at the George Brown Polytechnic, Lakeshore. So that's where we're gonna have. It's on March 5th. So it's divided into 2 streams. One is the business stream, how you treat also filmmaking as a business, and then on the creative side. So that there's the creative stream also, where you talk about, how to put a film together on the creative lens. Yon. So creative and business. So those are the things. And it would be interesting. So for those who are wanting to get or venture in the creative side, I think this is, one thing you may want to attend. It's just one day. Mm-mm.
On that note,
Yun.
Rosary, thank you so much for,
Thank you then, Cherry.
you
Thank you so
know,
much for the support of Filipino TV. And maraming salamat. So we're inviting everybody to attend the Cine Film Fest March 6 to 8. Yon, at the TIFF Lightbox. So
okay,
Cherry,
there
I'll
you
see you
go. We're
there.
going to see each other there. Thank you
Yes,
so
yes.
much, Rosary. We'll let you go now. We'll see you on the weekend.
Okay.
Bye.
Maraming salamat. Bye-bye.
So yan, this weekend na po yan, you can mark your calendars and we're gonna show you some of the films that you can see there. Umpisahan na natin sa Tingga, no? This is a psychological drama that's shot exclusively in Canada by an all-Filipino creative team. Here's the trailer.
Bulong ng tukso, inaakit kalan mo. Takot at lihim ay nagbabalot kayo. Malapit lang sa anghel na kampi sa'yo.
Oh, Bogs, kumusta? Sangkahan sigarilyo ulit.
Yo, Tol. Okay ka lang dyan?
Baka ikaw naman may kailangan. Huwag ka mahiya magtanong, ha?
Kuya, hinay-hinay lang next time ha. Delikado yung pinagkagagawa ninyo.
Sa kadiliman mo, nariyan ang katotohanan. Ikaw ang anino sa araw ng mamaalam.
Where's this guy? Where you at, bro?
Yo, Bob! Pasuyo naman, tol.
Hey, Filipino! Ihatid mo na rin ako sa bahay ko.
Hey, buddy, can you receive for me?
You?
Said I yes?
Could you help load the badges for me later?
Sa likod na lang ho, oh. Pinapatagal niyo pa eh.
You know what to do though, right?
Nasaan ako?
Sayang hindi ako makakanood ng Cinefilm Fest, sabi ni Anjo. And Muriel will be there, and that whole team of FTV is going to be there on March 7 at 12 noon for Tinga. And these are the other shows. You'll also get to see Kisap Mata by Mike De Leon. No? Lakambini is also, ito yung sinasabi kanina ni Rosary ng mga classics. No? Mga lumang pelikula that are classics. And notably, sabi ni Rosary kanina, the only living cast dito among the roster of cast here is Charo Santos, and she will be there on the opening night. So apart from that, there's also Lakambini.
Hindi ko mapapantayan ang ligayang binigay sa'yo ng Supremo. Pero kung hindi ka man mapunan ng puwang na iniwan niyo sa puso mo ituring mong bagong kabanata sa iyong buhay.
Pinawawalang saysay ko ang huwad na halalan na to!
Andres.
Huwag kayo magpapaputok!
Ay, nalabas na nila sa Supremo! Mga traitor!
Walang lihit. Lahigit. Nakahilan.
Kung pag-uusisa ang nagdala sa'yo dito, umurong ka. Hindi ako uurong.
And then there's also the treasure of the rice terraces. Yan. This is more a documentary.
And showing people that age doesn't have any limits.
It's the only thing that remains today that's 100% Filipino.
There was great concern that Wangad being sort of the last generation, the last tattooist, this part of Kalinga identity and culture would also disappear within the next few years.
Growing up in the Philippines, tattoos were strictly prohibited. This wasn't something that was unique to my household. I saw this sentiment echoed all across the Philippines.
May 3 buwan ang mga pulis na ipabura ang kanilang mga nakikitang tattoo.
We have to understand that the Philippines is a Catholic country. We're very traditional and we're very conservative.
I felt I needed to go back home to unpack part of our culture that once was lost.
Napakatindi.
Okay. So, yan po ang ilan sa mga pwede ninyong mapanood. Ilan sa mga choices ninyo. We already put the link on our chat.
Through nights like this one,
Para sa Cinefilm Fest. So, if you want to get the tickets, you can just click on that link.
Under the endless sky.
Ayun. So, yan ang isa sa mga pwede niyo maging gimmick this weekend. And, iniisip ko kung anong papanoorin natin doon. Definitely Tinga. I know our lives here in Canada are very fast, no? There's so many things that are going on na sometimes ang hirap maghanap ng panahon para lumabas, no? Or para minsan makipagkita sa mga kaibigan. Di ba ang tanong nga ng mga Pilipino dito, bakit ang hirap magkaroon ng kaibigan sa Canada? Parang sa Pilipinas, madaling magkita, no? Madaling mag-hook up, mag-umimik, no? Pagdating dito parang walang oras, walang energy Pero sana po magkita-kita tayo doon. Definitely kami, we will be there on March 7 at 12 noon. Ang daming picture ng blood moon. Hindi ko nakita kanina. Nakita nyo ba? Gumising ako ng 6:30 in the morning. In the Philippines, nighttime yata yung blood moon eh. No, ang dami may picture na yung blood moon nasa likod ng Mayon volcano. It's beautiful. But then, sa social media, hindi mo alam kung paniniwalaan mo yung mga litrato, di ba? Not everything is believable in social media. But I miss that and, well, I wish I saw the blood moon. Para sa inyong mga nakakita ng blood moon, well, lucky you. Talaga bang mapula? Talaga bang magandang makita? Malayo yata eh. Mas maganda kung malaki yung moon. That's one of my bucket list. Gusto ko makita yung buwan na malaki. Okay, so before we wrap up, may update muna tayo para sa mga nasa Guelph, Ontario. The pilot program Youth Ride Free has been made permanent this year. If you're a teenager or if you have kids in that age bracket, 13 to 17 years old, here are the hours that they can ride the bus without paying a fare in Guelph. Pag weekdays after 5 p.m., weekends and holidays, buong araw yan. And the whole of summer, July and August. Swerte naman nila. It's a great way to save on fare costs for extracurriculars or weekend plans. Kailangan lang may student ID or a piece of government ID na handy kung sakaling tanungin kayo ng driver. Baka may iba kasi nagpe-pretend na teenager pa, di ba? Lalo na tayong mga Pilipino, mukha tayong bata. Pero kung hindi na kayo teenager, that's not applicable to you anymore. Pero sana, dito sa Ontario kasi kung may teenager ka dito, tapos medyo lakwatsera yung teenager mo, it will easily rack up the Presto bill. No, nasa ka na, 150 a month. Merong unlimited, pero mahal din, 150 something. Diba? So on another note, quick update on the time change debate. British Columbia is officially putting an end to the biannual clock switching. So para sa mga nanonood sa atin sa BC, you still have to change your clocks this coming Sunday, pero this will be the final time that BC residents are required to do so. BC is moving to permanent daylight savings time. They will not be sinking in the fall back in November. For us here in Ontario, the usual spring and fall changes remain in effect. So, yan po. And it's time for us to say goodbye. Batiin lang natin ang mga nanonood din sa atin, mga subscribers ng Filipino TV on cable. And all of you who are watching us, thank you so much. You can still forward this video to your friends and your family member who might be interested in the things that we talk about here. Just notice, I won't be here tomorrow. I just have a very important thing to fix and put my attention to bukas. But I will see you again on Thursday. Okay, bye. See you on Thursday.